Yo, well, go on Toronto. It's another BluMuthaFuxingMonday. I don't know if y'all can see my face or whatever, but either way, as this loud ass train goes by, I'm still gonna say what I need to say. And as you can see, that's the CN Tower way over there in the background and shit. Anyways, this is what I want to say to folks so that you understand this. Because I talked to a couple of people back in April last year, just after they announced the first lockdown, that 14 days. Remember that 14 days? They said, yeah, that's going to help. That 14 days. Well, the conversation I had April, I want to say 14th or 16th. It was somewhere around there. I was talking with some of my fams from way back when, you know, way back when. And we had the conversation on our opinions on what's going to happen and how shit's going to get better, shit's going to change. You know what I mean? And the reality of the situation is I told them, yo, after every global fucking issue, billionaires become trillionaires. Multi-millionaires become billionaires. And those lucky folks who do happen to become millionaires become the new infrastructure. Well, you know, one of my Red Brick family members who's very dope with the economics and shit, he didn't tell me I was wrong. So it's okay, because what I did say to those same men that were on the phone, because there was about 4 of us or 6 of us, maybe even 10 of us, I'm not even remembering too far, it's only a year ago, but still, I told them this may last like 4 years before we even get back to normal. They told me June. Said June, by June things will be set back to normal. And I kind of looked at that and laughed, because I said, you know, the so-called First World War, you know, that made up GM, and that made up Ford, and that made up all these car companies that you're driving and polluting the world with right now. And then the next World War was for the poppies. We all know this. We all know this. And look what happened to us now with this big opium pandemic. You know what I mean? And then to cover all that over, you know what I'm saying? You look at World War II, and then you look at the Desert War, and you look at the motivations where they say, follow the fucking money. And that's what I told my homeboys. I said, yo, listen, they're trying to wipe us dark skins out. There's no if and and on that. And if we accept what they're going to give us, they're going to put us the same way like they did our poor indigenous folks. You remember them? Them guys that they were here first, and they were dealing with the land, and everything was about the land and growth and family and community. No such thing as currency for all you financial folks out there. Like I don't know what's really good. And I told them this. Now it's a year later. Some people said I should have dropped the video for April Fool's Day. Haha. I felt like I'll wait till the first Monday of April and think about it. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, yo, you know what? I just need to say this out loud, because the same people I talked to back then, we're still in communication now. But they know. I wasn't playing around. All my life I've been trying to survive. But all my life I've been living to the fullest. No regrets. And I suggest some of y'all human beings figure that shit out, because if y'all gonna stand with the government that won't even give you their public address, that won't tell you where they're staying, that take off on vacation, those that tell you to put on a goddamn mask but hold on a second, when they're in their parliament building, they're sitting minimum amount of people, nobody's beside each other, they put on this front like this coronavirus is life-taking and threatening on a big major scale. It was. But just like a lot of my homies said, we survived a lot of other diseases. But it's time for the narrative to stop now. It's time for you people to really see what's going on. And take it from the guy who comes from the streets here, yo. Toronto, my city. I love you. And I say my city only because a lot of people don't understand. When I say Biddy, they take it as, I don't know. But either way, I'm saying this to the general public. My city, we should be doing better. You remember the blackout? I remember the blackout. You know what I know about the blackout? Try to Google the information that I'm going to tell you right now. Google the blackout. Try to figure out what New York was dealing with, Chicago was dealing with, Cleveland was dealing with. Try to find that information. I bet you it's still blacked out to this day. Because unlike the rest of the world, when that blackout hit, us in Toronto, for some reason you would have thought we would have been shooting, killing, and robbing each other. No, we were looking after the old people. We were looking out for our neighbors. We were looking out for each other. This is days. And then 4 days later, we got the power back on and everything was blessed. But the economy was stronger. People were stronger. Now the economy is weak, and it's going to become even more weaker because we're allowing a weak government to control the general population. Now you're going to tell me, oh my God, there's no food for people. There's a famine coming. Oh my God, all these problems. Well, let me tell you something that I know. 5% of the fucking world can feed the other 95% of the world. Think about that for a minute before you decide to drop a comment at the bottom like I'm some idiot. So I say, hey, Mr. Politician out there that wants my vote next year, how about you tell me where you live? How about you tell the people the truth? It's one or the other. I'll respect and vote for the man who tells me, hey, I live at this address, so come and find me, send me a mail. No, I don't want to have your email address. I don't want to have your website. No, I actually want to know where the fuck and which door to fucking knock. That's what I want to do. And I know there's a lot of other people that are feeling the same way. Because the boys in blue, our Army, our Navy, our Air Force, you guys look at your superiors right now, look them in the face, and ask them if their children and their children's children are going through what all the poor are going through in this country right now. And I don't mean poor, I mean people who are actually middle class, who have a 1-2 business, who are barely scraping by before November of last year, 2019. You remember that? Because January 22nd is when they locked down the American border. You remember that? I remember that. Now it's a year later since our so-called lockdown back in March of last year. And now we're going back into another one again. So again, ask your politician where they live, what grocery stores they're going to. Because for some reason, you could still fly on an airplane, but you can't go to a movie theater. You gotta wear a mask in a store. You gotta wear a mask when you go visit your elderly family and all that other shit. Right now, just take it from a guy who understands life. If we want to have more life and a better life going forward and have something for our children, then we need to take advantage of the weak government that we have right now and get rid of all of them. Every one of them. And anybody who supports this old ass government. Fuck it. I'm not saying it's your fault, Trudeau. I'm not blaming you. I'm going to blame the people this time. Because like I said in another video, I started going for Green Party because they want the earth. And they want the earth for our children, children's children. And that's what we should be, that's what we depend right now. Look out for the youth them. Now if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But don't complain when shit hits the fan and these poor people start to riot because they're hungry and they don't care about your rich ass sitting in a fucking politician building talking about you're making decisions on the behalf of the people that you're not even eating with, the people that you're not even visiting, the people that put you into power. So I'm looking at those people right now and say, yeah, I want to know where the fuck you live. So when shit hits the fan, I can knock on your door, drop my kids off at your yard, and have you take care of them and homeschool them. Because that's what you want. I want a hug and a kiss from another fucking human being. You guys don't want that. You want us all to live like we're in jail already, right? So, I don't know. Maybe it's the best thing to do is break out of jail and go take out the warden. And then you know once you take out the warden, whoever's following the warden has to go too. And I can tell you from being behind bars myself, that if you can get to the warden, things will change. Because right now, this voting hasn't changed nothing in 40 fucking years. 40 fucking years, nothing's changed? Why would I expect it to change tomorrow with you being in power? Because I gave you a vote and I help people get you to vote and get your ass in where you are. It's bullshit. I'm done with the bullshit. Anybody who's about that life, pro-life, holla at your boy. Anybody who ain't, stick with your COVID over there, because this whole COVID narrative now is getting ridiculous and played out. You're going to have our children turn around and want to destroy us because, you know, that's all you've been showing them is how to destroy the planet slowly but surely. All for currency. All for currency. People, follow the fucking money. Yeah, follow the money.